Jurgen Klopp tactics are all over the place these days, as you can tell from bringing his Liverpool squad all the way up from what was it, seventh or eighth in the league, all the way to the top, winning almost every competition you can think of. He may have been having an off year this year, but still, there is no question that he is a fantastic manager and can really play heavy metal football. Now, does that tactic work in Italy? Let's take a look. Sadly, as you can see, yet again, not really working all that well in Italy as we've seen before. Juve in seventh. Is that the championship, the conference league? There you go, in seventh place with 17 wins, 14 draws, and 7 losses. Loss-wise, not a bad number right there. However, 65 points, well off 97's from Inter. You are getting crushed if you play this with Juve. Lecce, however, scheduled to be dead last in 20th, bring it up to mid-table in 12th, so not too bad. 14, 4, and 20 with 46 points. Hellas Verona, scheduled to be 10th, are in 13th, right below Lecce with 11, 11, and 16 with 44 points. Well away from relegation, so that's good. However, Hellas Verona, you still want to be up here. Juve, you want to be first. I mean, come on. Any Juve player, you definitely want to be first. It is interesting to see how Juve have fallen in all the tactics that I've done in Italy so far. And what's even funnier to me is their finances are just so through the floor. It is crazy. I mean, they were so in the hole at the start of the save, well, kind of in July. They pick it up and then they immediately go right in January into the hole. They've made no transfers or anything. So they must be paying through the roof with player wages and just can't sustain that. But overall, this tactic has not done well at all for them. If we look at the tactic itself, as you can see, heavy metal football, it is a custom gegenpress with balanced mentality. I kind of think heavy metal is all out attack, and balance is kind of an interesting way to do it. But sweeper keeper in attack, there you go. 2 wing backs on support. You got 2 ball playing defenders on defend. You get a box to box midfielder on support, a ball winning midfielder on defend, and 2 inside forwards on attack. There you go. You got the attacking triangle up top. The attacking midfielder on support, and you've got the pressing forward on attack. Now, in possession, fairly narrow attacking with pass into space, overlap on the left and right, play out of defense, higher tempo, standard passing directness. Fairly narrow, though. I'm surprised. I would have thought Klopp's tactics were more on the wingers and on the wingbacks. So that's kind of interesting to me. Let me know. I'm not a tactical genius whatsoever, so I could easily be wrong, but that's what I've always seen. Whip crosses, work the ball in the box, and be more expressive. In transition, you got counter press, counter, and distribute quickly. Distribute to the fullbacks and the center backs, and take short kicks. And then out of possession, high press line of engagement, higher defensive line, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, trigger press much more often, and step up more. And if we look at the opposition instructions, nothing. Surprise, surprise, there you go. Schedule for Juve. I mean, might as well just start with them. They have a ton of friendlies, none of which they did really well. They even won 2-1 over their second 11. Okay, I'll give you that. I've screwed up a couple times on that. Fiorentina, though, 2-1 win, but losses to Milan, to Inter, to Napoli, or draw against Napoli, and a loss against Shakhtar. Starting out the league, however, doing fairly well with a 2-1 win over Sassuolo, a draw against Milan, and a 1-0 against Lecce. PSG, they lose. The Celtic, they lose. PSG, again, they lose. So I'm going to assume next round's not going to treat them so well. What do you got? The friendly cups there. Hellas Verona there. 2 all draw away from home, so not too bad. Tim Cup, third round against Parma, 6-0. A fantastic showing. Tim Cup quarterfinals, a 4-0 there. I was about to say, did they not even make it out of the Champions League? But first playing Real Madrid in one of the other tactics that I tried, now playing Barcelona, losing out at home in the Champions League round of 16, and then drawing away from home at Camp Nou, 1-1 apiece. That hurts. But Lecce back to the league, 3-0. Tim Cup, though, over Milan in the semifinals. Semifinal again win. And then the final, they lose out against Atalanta 1-2. Not a great showing whatsoever. I bet they did make it to the final, so don't get me wrong. That is a great thing to do. But losing out to Atalanta is very hard to see. Hellas Verona, though, 5-0 win at home. Ouch. And then drawing your last match of the season against Roma. Not a fantastic season for Juve. If we look, however, at Hellas Verona, much better in the friendly season, but overall, ouch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is not very many wins in this sea of the first half of the year. So you can see Lecce 2-all draw, and then Juve 2-all draw at home. Juve again 5-0 away from home. We saw that 1-2 loss to Lecce at home. Finishing out the season in style though with 2-1 win against Udinese away from home, but still not great at all. Where did they finish in the Tim Cup? 1-2 extra time against Spezia. They lost in the second round. So definitely hurts to see that. And then as you get to Lecce, just slightly better, I guess. But Tim, why do some of these teams, Lecce just doesn't do a lot of friendlies. And I'm not really sure why. But they do win out against Ternana in the first cup of the Tim Cup. Second round, they win in extra time against Benevento. Cremonese, a 2-0 win. Hellas Verona, there you go, 2-all draw. Some friendlies there that did fairly well in, some French teams. Juve 0-3 away from home. Hellas Verona 2-1 win away from home. And then they lost in the third round of the Tim Cup 1-3 away from home against Inter. So overall, I mean, for Lecce, a good season, but you definitely would like a little bit more if you can. So as you can see, 80 goals is the top for Inter, just above 79 that I've seen in other tactics. Juve, though, in third in 65 most goals. Hellas Verona was 63. Interesting to see because they're so far down. However, fewer shots against Juve at 386. Most possession, Juve at 53, getting a little lower. Most dribbles made, Hellas Verona was 627. Fewest conceded, tied for second in 25 out of 38 matches. Most shutouts, second with 20 in 38. Most tackles won, Lecce, there you go, with 798. Best pass completion, nobody. Most shots for Juve with 549. Definitely not close to the Premier League stats that we've seen before. And then most points per game, Juve with 1.71. Overall, very average. Most goals, Vlahovic though, 30 goals. Colombo with Lecce at 19. Colombo, I really should take a look at him for my AC Milan save. He seems to be doing very well. Most assists, Cologne right there with Hellas Verona in 10th, or with 10. Stravezza with 10. Most player of the match awards, nobody. Best pass completion rate, Chesney and Bonucci. Fewest conceded, Chesney with 23 allowed in 36 appearances. Most shutouts, there you go, Chesney with Juve with 20. Most tackles won, nobody. Most key passes, Angel Di Maria, Verdi, and Stravezza. 102 for Di Maria, not bad. Most shots, Vlahovic with 133. Not close to Holland's 2-something, 220 or 240 that we've seen before. And if we look at the individual teams, you can see top goal scorer, Colombo with 19. Highest average rating, 696 of Di Francesco. Most assists, Stravezza with 10. Most player of the match awards, 5 with Di Francesco. Moving on to Hellas Verona. Roberto Piccoli with 14 goals is our top goal scorer. 701 with Verdi, highest average rating. Most assists with Cologne with 11. And then most player of the match awards, only 3 for Roberto Piccoli. And then finally finishing out with Juve, Vlahovic with a whopping 44 goals total in all competitions. Highest average rating, Vlahovic was 725. Not great. I mean, a very good number, don't get me wrong. But we've seen numbers in the high 7s, the mid 7s, and the 8s in the Premier League. So most assists, Di Maria was 16. And then most player of the match awards, Vlahovic was only 6. Interesting there. So, but overall, I mean, let's just finish off with the league table. It is not a great tactic if you're Juve. I'm going to have to find a specific Juve tactic because none of the ones that I've seen have worked all that well whatsoever. Lecce doing well, bringing it up to 12th from 20th. So Hellas Verona, unfortunately, scheduled to be 10th, down to 13th. Not a great showing from them, but that's the way these tactics work. But that is it for me, Safin FM, and for the Football Manager blog channel for the heavy metal football Jurgen Klopp tactic in Italy. Not working out so well. Oh well. But thank you so much for watching. As always, take care and enjoy.